Hello, good afternoon from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Mado Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International from Houston, Texas. Yes, this is the second stream for the day, our second stream for the day. Very, very important matters arising, yes. Nigerians, I believe you want justice as much as I want it. Yes, we want justice in Nigeria. And we have to go to ground zero to start. Yes, excavate all the injustices in Nigeria so we can erect a brand new, expandable foundation for the benefit of all Nigerians and visitors to Nigeria, just as it was in the United States. Don't know where we are going here now in the US with all the measures that have been introduced by President Donald Trump. Where we're going. Nigeria needs justice, just as America needs it. I want to tell you guys something about what's been taking place in Nigeria. Nigeria is being run like an apartheid country, yes. Supremacist ideology. Yes. It's what has been deployed for a very long time, since independence, to hold Nigerians captive. This is the Open Nigeria Revolution. If there's any revolution that must take place in Nigeria, it must be the Open Nigeria Revolution, because Nigeria is in a lockdown, in an obnoxious and objectionable lockdown. I am not happy, and I know I'm speaking for millions of Nigerians who are unhappy from the north, south, east, and west. I carry their voice against this damning minority that has erroneously kept Nigeria in their captivity. Now is the time to set the captives free. Yes, set the captives free. I say again, set the captives free. Yes, it is Exodus time. Nigeria must witness an Exodus, and it's going to be historic. Those who think it's impossible, I laugh at you, I scoff at you. It is a moment that has come, and no man, no army, whether within or from without, will stop Nigeria from making this historic exodus. We are at that level where this exodus must happen. Yes, Nigeria needs to liberate itself and the rest of Africa. Yes, that is why I am doing what I'm doing. I invite you on board. If you're a Nigerian or a lover of Nigeria, come, let us do it. Some say it is impossible, but I'm telling them that it's most possible. And before their eyes, it will be done. Nigeria will be liberated, and the people of Nigeria will be set free from their captivity. Set the captives free. That is what this is about. Set the captives free. Nigeria has been ruled by foreigners. Yes, Nigeria has been ruled by foreigners. Muhammadu Buhari is not a Nigerian. Muhammadu Buhari, I reiterate, is not a Nigerian. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we don't know where he comes from. Most of those who have aspired to lead Nigeria, even Atiku is from Cameroon, is not a Nigerian. So what are the Nigerians inside Nigeria doing? So does it mean if Buhari, who is from Niger, could rule Nigeria, why is it that an Igbo man, an aborigine, the most original Nigerian, cannot rule Nigeria? Big question mark right now for Nigerians to see. So this is why, when they start all these crazy things, they don't know that they have repercussions. It's either we make Nigeria right, or we dissolve the country and let everybody go away. All right, let those who flew from the sky want to come and own a territory. Let us see where they are going to build their territory. So, this is the question. In 1985, Muhammadu Buhari was a military head of state of Nigeria. Just to tell you how much he hates Nigeria. In 1985, Muhammadu Buhari was the head of state of Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari, a Nigerian from Niger. From Niger. He loves Niger with passion. He hates Nigeria. But Nigerians allowed him become the head of state through a military violence. In 1983, between 1983 and 1986, he was head of state of Nigeria. From Niger, he went to school on the back of Nigeria. He went through all his military training on the back of Nigeria, even though he was a dullard. Yes. Yes. You know what he did in 1985? There was an election for the position of the Organization of African Unity's Secretary General. Yes. He was head of state. Nigeria presented a candidate, and his name was Peter Onu. His name was Peter Onu. All right? Niger presented a candidate by the name of Idol Umaru, a Fulani from Niger. You know what Buhari did? The world, people of the world, people of Nigeria, do you know what Buhari did? Buhari voted against sitting on the position as head of state of Nigeria. Buhari voted against Nigeria in that election. He was the one who presented Peter Onu as Nigeria's candidate as Secretary General of the Organization for African Unity. Muhammadu Buhari, a Fulani, voted against Nigeria's strategic interest in that election. People, tell me, is that a man who loves Nigeria? Was that a man who loves Nigeria? I want Nigerians to answer me. Nigerians, you are looking for truth, right? I know you don't like the truth. You run away from it. You run away because of your love for running away from the truth. That is why your country is the way it is. Muhammadu Buhari voted against his candidate. He voted against Peter Onu. He voted against Nigeria. He voted against Nigerian people. He voted against the future of Nigeria. He went and disrespected Nigeria right there. And that would have been an end of him if Nigeria was truly a Nigeria where people had pride. That would have been the end of him. That day would have been the end of him. He did it and went away with it. It did not mean anything. The people of Nigeria rubbed it in. Yes. In 2015, he came back. Nigerians handed him their presidency. A Nigerian, not a Nigerian, Nigerian, this one Niger. The people of Nigeria handed him their presidency. Yes, on a platter of gold. And because of the tragedy of leadership by his predecessor, the man who is now saying that Obama was the one who stopped him, even though he stopped himself. I'm talking about Mr. Jonathan Goodluck, one of the worst presidents Africa has ever produced. Yes, a man who was handed the mandate to change Nigeria. The man who was handed the mandate to break the chains, the yoke of apartheid in Nigeria. He went and did otherwise. And today he wants to be celebrated as a hero. He created a selfish narrative that made him look like he was a victim, while he was the one who plunged Nigeria into the hell it is right now. Yes, Nigerians gave Muhammadu Buhari 8 straight 2 terms, and during which he destroyed the country. Muhammadu Buhari is the grand commander of Boko Haram. Yes, the United States knows that. France, with whom he worked to destabilize Nigeria, knows that. The whole world knows that. And everybody kept quiet. The destruction of Nigeria under him progressed to the point where a whole section, a whole geopolitical region of Nigeria was taken over by Boko Haram. They foisted their flag, and they now subject our people, Nigerians in the north of Nigeria, to taxation. Yes. So don't be fooled by what anybody is telling you about what is taking place in Nigeria. Nigeria is being overrun. Yes. Buhari destroyed the Nigerian army. He destroyed the Nigerian armed forces. He brought Boko Haram elements into it. He called them repentant Boko Haram terrorists. He brought them and gave them command and control infrastructure position. That is why the army cannot react. That is the reason why the army is dead. That is why General Christopher Musa has been reduced to a mere announcer. He only announces when something happens. He talks tough, even though he knows that he doesn't have the power. The army of Nigeria is remotely controlled. The army of Nigeria is not an army of Nigeria. It is the army of Osman Dan Fodio Fulanis. Yes, holding the country hostage. They have taken over all strategic institutions in Nigeria. They have destroyed our country. Yes, that is Muhammadu Buhari. After he finished, when he was about to finish, he found an alien, a UFO. We don't know where he was born. Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed apparently is not in Nigeria. The controversies around where he comes from. He has no brother, no mother, no history. He has no history of elementary school record. He has no history of high school record. The odd we know, all of a sudden he found himself in the United States. With who? With somebody else's papers. Yes, he went to Chicago State University under a very controversial environment. Now, the rest is history. His academic record are all fake. His work history is all fake. We hear he came from Guinea. We don't know exactly where he came from, but he has a Yoruba name. He lived in Lagos for some time. He was a drug dealer here in the United States. Yes, arrested, prosecuted, and then he was fined. America collected nearly 500,000 US dollars. Yes, America loves money. They collected nearly 500 US thousand dollars from him and asked him to leave the country. He left the country instead of them putting him in jail. He left the country, perhaps ahead of what is happening today. He left and became a senator in Lagos. Senator. And then from there he became a governor. His governorship, he took over the whole of Lagos State. Lagos State is the richest state in Nigeria. Trillions of dollars coming there every day. He pocketed everything, bought up everything. He owns more than half of Lagos State. Nobody dares him. Nobody talks to him. You talk to him, you are dead. So many people have died. Funshaw William is one of them who have died because of him. Yes, and he's not prosecuted. You know what? He found a political party they call ADN. Yes, ADN. ADN. Yes, ADN was popular in the southwest of Nigeria. Then the following year, the following election, there was a merger that took place. The first party he found was AD. Then AD became ADN later. And guess who they made a presidential candidate? The corrupt, very corrupt, eminently corrupt Nuhu Ribadu. Yes, Nuhu Ribadu, his father was a former First Republic minister. You see the connection, how they are wrecking Nigeria down. Even if they don't know anything, they run on the names of their fathers and then unite to destroy our country. Nuhu Ribadu was the chairman under Obasanjo. We thought that man had integrity. All of us, including me, we are full of praises for him for what he did in fighting corruption. He claimed that the criminal, the first governor of Delta State between 1999 and 2007. Yes, James Ibori, yes, who was caught shoplifting in London and was deported back to Nigeria. He became an Abacha boy. Yes, Abacha gave them so much money. Most of the money people are dangling everywhere, including some who are running to be senators in my home state, were money given to them by Abacha. When the United Nations and other countries put a ban, a sanction on Nigeria, he started running a black underworld economy. He gave a lot of money to private hands. All the money, when he died, all of them pocketed the money. So the money you see some people brandishing, spending without any source of anything that they had done in the past. They don't have companies. It was money that Abacha handed over to them. That was how Ibori came into money. That's how someone who is a senator in my place came into money. Not their money, they didn't sweat for it. Right, coming back to the story. Now, Nuhu Ribadu, under Obasanjo, listed at the floor of the Senate, listed Bola Ahmed Tinubu and some other state governors in Nigeria as the worst, the most corrupt governor. Yes. Now, as soon as his tenure was over, Nuhu Ribadu became jobless. And then when they are jobless, they become vulnerable. He joined partisan politics. Bola Ahmed Tinubu handed him the presidential ticket of ADN. You see where the whole thing started? The same man that he had described as the most corrupt governor in Nigeria handed him a presidential ticket of his party, ADN. All right? Now, they started, Nigerians were almost getting to the point where they will put their votes behind Nuhu Ribadu. But he didn't quite fly because the whole thing was a fraud. Now, 2 elections went through. The ADN cleared all the states in the southwest of Nigeria. Jonathan Goodluck was running as the presidential candidate of PDP in his first standalone election. He sent a presidential jet to Lagos. It was televised. It was a big thing in Nigeria. Huge, massive thing. Team Bola Ahmed in a presidential jet in Nigeria's airspace between Lagos and Abuja. They went and had a meeting that lasted over 3 hours. Yes. Only God knows what happened. How much money exchanged hands. Because there was this clamor that Jonathan Goodluck must be president of Nigeria. Violent clamors from Niger Delta, joined by other Nigerians who felt that the people from Niger Delta deserved to be president of Nigeria. He went. I know. He knows. The Almighty God knows what happened. Money has definitely exchanged hands. Then Bola Ahmed Tinubu returned to Lagos. And they did what they did. The next Saturday was the presidential election. Once the result was called, the whole southwest of Nigeria that voted the opposition in the previous election voted for Jonathan Goodluck. Jonathan Goodluck became president of Nigeria. So you see why Nigeria is stuck, why Nigeria in this situation where she is in right now, where none of these people can lead Nigeria anywhere but hell. How much money was Nuhu Ribadu given? Today, Nuhu Ribadu is Bola Ahmed Tinubu's national security advisor. And Boko Haram, they just kidnapped an army general, a serving army general. He's crying, begging for help, for him to be released. Just to tell you that the army is dead. There's no army. When I tell people that the Nigerian army is dead, they think I'm joking. I know national security very well. So, but I do not want to cause confusion in Nigeria. That is why we are playing it easy. Yes, we know what to pull. And I do not want foreign interest inside Nigeria. I want Nigerians to organically rise up and take their country. We don't want to start something that we will regret later, and then start asking those that come from outside to help us to leave, and then they will refuse to leave at the time. So this is why it is important, most important, if Nigerians must be free, the Nigerian people must demand and work for their freedom by themselves. No foreign interest, no Britain, no America, no nobody. Let us dig it together and save that country. Yes, no Ribadu. It's a disaster. And he was the one who told Canada a few days ago to go to hell because they denied General Christopher Musa, the chief of their rogue chief of defense staff, visa to Canada. Why should he be given visa to Canada? I think Canada is a very, I think it's a more straightforward country than the rest of them. Canada has some degree of morality when they deal with countries. Canada will never go to your country to invade it and take anything away. Canada is a very humane country. They know what is taking place in Nigeria. They denied the asshole visa. And then here comes the idiot Nuhu Ribadu calling Canada to go to hell. Who is in hell right now? You have no electricity. Canada has 24 hours electricity, serving Canadians, including Nigerians who migrated to Canada. And some people are calling for an investigation into the denial of visa to Mr. Christopher Musa. Okay, why are you going to investigate? To investigate Canada and then punish them for enforcing their law? You are crazy. You Nigerians love to chase shadows. Yes, that is why foreigners are ruling them. That is why Buhari took a lot of money to develop his hometown in Niger. Ran a rail line through Nigeria. Yeah, Nigeria has nothing. But he developed Maradi. Yes. Amechi, the Amana of Daura, where are you? Stupid man. Yes, he built a rail line from where? Across Nigeria to Maradi. Yes, because Buhari was thinking that when he finished from Nigeria, he will run inside Niger to stay. Yes, but he met a Waterloo. He didn't know that the Almighty God was waiting for him. You don't joke with the people's resources. You don't joke with people's blood. Yes, he built himself a place in Niger, a retirement home, and they said Buhari is not corrupt. Yes, he built himself a place. He developed his father's hometown in Niger. Now came General Tiani. General Tiani struck and overthrew Muhammadu Bazoum, with whom Buhari worked very closely with France to destabilize the Chad Basin, to destabilize the Northeast. Yes, yes, Nemesis caught up with him. Nemesis caught up with Muhammadu Buhari. Nemesis caught up with Muhammadu Buhari when General Bazoum was removed by General Tiani, a die-hard patriot of Niger. Now, he did everything, including trying to rally international support to make sure that the coup did not stay. The harder they came, the tougher Tiani became. They went further to expel France from there, to let them know that this is not a joke. Yes, we mean business. They mean business. General Tiani said, we mean business. The Malian guy came. The guy from Burkina Faso joined. Today, they have a very strong alliance that is even going to become one country. Yes, because these guys know something. They are die-hard Africans. True, raw African patriots. Yes, France thought that it would come back as usual and invade Niger and get away. Then those two other guys united. I said, okay, try it. And they tried it. They tried to use the blind fool in Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to attack, to invade Niger. We told him, try it. Yeah, he knew where that was going to lead him. He beat a retreat. They forced him on ECOWAS. Immediately, somebody who was just coming in illegally, we are talking, people are contesting his election in Nigeria. They brought him and made him ECOWAS chairman. All right, they started threatening Niger. Where did all that threats go to? Today, ECOWAS is dead. Dead. And then that same way, the AU will die. Yeah, the African Union will die. African Union broke as African Union. African Union that cannot build its own secretariat. African Union that cannot build a road around Africa. African Union that has no mouth to speak to issues that are negatively impacting Africa. We don't want them anymore. So the revolutionaries coming from Africa, listen, if you are in the army, you are anywhere, be ready to take power by all means. Yes, that is what it is. Not their vote will not work. See what they brought as votes in Nigeria. Did the vote work? People voted. Their votes did not count. All right, the international, whatever they call themselves, they come. That is why I like how Donald Trump is dealing with them. Yes, they come. They come in the name of democracy. Where is the democracy? All right, they issue statement. They eat Nigerian food, stay in Nigerian hotel, and they will, they will corner our women for them. Yes, they abuse our women for them. Why they say, oh, they will always want to come back to monitor election in Nigeria. How many times has Europe invited Nigeria to monitor their election? If we are not so stupid, Africans, yeah, we are not reasoning. How many? Has America ever invited any African country to monitor its election? Has America ever invited AU to monitor elections in the United States? Has Germany ever invited AU, Nigeria, Somalia, everywhere to come and monitor elections in Nigeria and Germany? Has Spain ever invited Nigeria to monitor election in Spain? Has France, that ugly little France, have they ever asked Nigeria to come monitor election in their country? Has Britain, the chief culprit of all the troubles we have on earth, have they ever invited Nigerians or Africans to monitor their elections? No, they will not, because they look at us as these dark people because of the type of leadership that we have. So this is the reason why we must rethink Africa. This is the reason why we must stand up for Africa. This is the reason why we must stand up for Nigeria. This is the reason why we must not allow the likes of Buhari, Atiku, yes, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Yeson Wike, who are they? Oji Uzor Kalu, and the rest of them, those driven by colonial mentality, should not be allowed in corridors of power in Nigeria anymore or anywhere in Africa, because they are retards. If they are thinking, they should be asking the same question that I'm asking. How come we're only Africa? Everybody wants to help Africa. Africa, that has everything that the world depends on. Our companies are not anywhere in China building roads. Our companies are not here in the United States building roads. Our companies are not in Niger, in Europe building roads, not in Germany, not in France. But it is only them. They keep giving us, and then we pay them more than they should get for defrauding us, creating wars, and making our people die in quantum. Yes, why? Where is the African mind? The African mind is under arrest. Yes, by the tragedy of leadership of its people. Why they keep us under arrest against our wish? If you are a good person, you go to Nigeria. Like I went to Nigeria in 2019. I went to run for Senate. They stopped me. They stopped me because they knew that I had questions to ask. They used the people that they impoverished to stop me. Look at where the country is. Nigeria cannot boast of anything. Yes. They are agents of the owners of the country. Yes. Just remember that Frederick Lugard did not work hard. No, he did not. They are lazy people. They can't work. They are lazy people. So that is why I ask Nigerians this question. I ask every African this question. How on earth do you think that the man whose ancestors, generations of ancestors, put your people, put Africa in the mess it is in right now? will just be nice to you, to award you what you want, without you standing up. Can you imagine? It's only a fool that will allow the man, the children of the man who killed his father, to come again and take the ammunition, the same ammunition to kill the children. And that has been the situation with Africa. We act like we are these kindergartens. We appear like we don't have a mind of our own. We are always crying, asking for help, when we have everything that we need to help the whole world. The world takes our raw materials, finish it, and then brings them back to us to buy at higher costs. They win on both sides. They win by taking our raw materials for almost free. They win when they bring them back to sell to us. They win by, by making us poor and making themselves rich. We are a stupid people. Yes, I am not excluding myself. Yes, so but I know I'm not stupid. We have been letting idiots in power in Africa, and that is why we are suffering. Every time we have an opportunity to change our story, we get worse. We do the worst things. Look at the people who are parading themselves as people who are aspiring to become leaders in Nigeria. You will look them and cry. And you see our young people so corrupt in Nigeria, who don't know who they are. They don't know their history, and they are not ready to ask, but they want to make fast, quick money. Yes, they don't look up to those with example to show them the way. They don't want to be mentored. Yeah, they want to get rich fast, and then in the process of getting rich fast, they get into more trouble, and then they get retarded. This is where we are as a people. Nigerians, Africans, wake up. That is what this moment calls for. And you know what? Donald Trump has made it possible and made it easier for us to fast track our move to get things happening in Africa right now. Why can't we take advantage of this moment? Yes. Now, recap. Buhari, who woke up, just to tell you how much he hates Nigeria, how much he hates the Igbos of Nigeria, how much un-Nigerian he is, how unpatriotic he is. He called the Igbos, he called the southeast of Nigeria, from where the Igbos come, a dot in a circle with no exit. You know what that means? That is genocidal. Yes. It's a reflection of his hate for the people. After he massacred them during the genocide that they call civil war. Yes, has nothing changed. And this is a foreigner to our land. This is somebody who is not from Nigeria. He's not from Nigeria, he's from Niger. And he demonstrated how much he hated Nigeria by taking Nigeria's resources to develop Niger, his country. I don't have any problem. Niger is our brother. Niger is Africa. And Niger, we will all be one when we unite Africa. But now there is a border. There's a criminal who has been robbing Nigeria to develop Niger. Yes, because he does not believe in Nigeria. In 1985, there was an election to elect the Secretary General of the African Organization of African Unity. Nigeria had a candidate. Buhari was a head of state of Nigeria. The name of Nigeria's candidate was Peter Onu, an Igbo man. Yes. And then the Niger had a candidate standing against the Nigerian. And his name was Eder Umaru. Yes. Yes, a Fulani from Niger. You know what Buhari did? He voted for the Fulani from Niger against Nigeria. And then he was president, he was head of state of Nigeria. How foolish, how stupid, how much do you know? How much do you Nigerians want to now understand that Buhari hates you? Hausa man who leaves his border in the north, porous, because anybody who can speak Hausa, namuni. Kunjiko, kunganiko, sunlalache Nigeria. Wallahi. Nigeria ya kusamutu yenzu. Billahi lazi. So this is time for all of us to stand up against these evil people. Let's put an end to them. We should not allow, we should allow only those who are from Nigeria and who have the interest of Nigeria at heart to be leaders of Nigeria at all levels. Yes, we should allow only those who love Nigeria, those who believe in Nigeria. Bola Ahmed Tinubu stated it that he did not believe in Nigeria. We showed you where he said it. It was written in Punch. It was carried by all the Nigerian mainstream media. You saw it. And what did you still do? What did you still do, Nigerians? You are cheap. You Nigerians, you are the reason Nigeria is the way it is right now. Can you do something else? Yes, our country is about to become Somalia. That's what Buhari wanted. And that is what has been happening. That is why he unleashed Boko Haram. He is their grand commander. You remember when they were talking about negotiating? They appointed Buhari as their negotiator, their chief negotiator. A man who doesn't know what is happening with those people won't be named that. Yes, the same thing with Gumi. Gumi was going into the bush to feed them and to, I think he was the one who sent them to kidnap people. They share whatever they get. Maybe he was the one. Kidnapping for them is a big business. When they kidnap, they don't ask for 10 naira. They don't ask for $20. They are talking about billions, sometimes several millions of naira. Like the one that they kidnapped, the army general they kidnapped. You know how much they are asking for him? Yes, this is how they buy their arms. Very wicked. Hey, Edward, how are you? How are you? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yes, I'm talking about Buhari, a stranger who was given 3 opportunities to lead Nigeria by Nigerians, docile people, Nigerians who don't know who they are, the Nigerians who don't understand what strategic interest means, that Nigerians who don't understand that this is our country, we must protect it. See what Donald Trump is doing now? He's trying to do everything to protect America, to fence people from outside from coming into America to enjoy the benefits of what is happening in America, or the American promise. Yes, every country should have a strategic interest. Nigeria does not have it. Africa does not have it. That is why Africa is a beggarly continent. Even though it has over 45% of the earth's resources, all we know is how to beg. Oh, please come and give us your technology. But the people who are making all these technologies work in America are mostly Nigerians, a lot of Africans involved. But when those people come home, the people, the leaders, the corrupt, evil leaders in Africa will make life hell for them and make it impossible for them to thrive. And what do? They run back to where they are given the enabling environment to thrive. Look at me with all that I'm endowed with. Look at me. I'm here. If I came to Nigeria, I was roundly rejected. Not because I was not the most qualified. Even some family members worked against me. Some of my own family members, because they knew that that money was so important to them. That 1,000 naira. They did not know how they were going to approach me to give them. But I have given them much more than that. But they still went and did evil. Look at where their country is right now. We are too wicked. We are too nepotistic. We are too tribalistic. We are religious, but very evil. And when a country is like that, it can't move forward. It can't. That is why Nigeria is stuck. Nigeria is stuck, dangerously stuck. Who will set the country free? Me, you, and everyone. We must be born again. You know, we must be born again. Eschew hate, mischief, jealousy, and bigotry. Let us allow the right people who have the capacity to lead, the ability, the competency, the courage, the knowledge, and the exceptional content of character to build, utilize, expand, extend, and sustain capacity beyond ourselves for the overall good of the whole people of Nigeria and Africa. Yes, because Nigeria is Africa. Anything happens to Nigeria will reflect the next minute all over Africa. That is why Africans too must stand up, stand guard wherever they are in defense of what the value of Africa is. We are the only one who can make it happen. The children of those who set the stage for the destruction and erosion of Africa will never wake up one early morning. Oh, and call you Africans. I'm so happy this morning to announce that you are free. And then everything is all right. It's never going to happen. You know why? They have a right to defend a legacy that has benefited them for generations. How can a people who went through slavery, who went through colonialism, who went through imperialism, who went through apartheid, and now going through globalization, yeah, the certificate of occupancy for them to take over Africa, how can they not still get sense? How can they not get sense? Yes, Edward, thank you. Yes, how can they not get sense? A people who repress their young generation, a people who don't teach their young generation. Oh, you think, oh, the white man is good because the white man teaches his next generation how to be better than him. Yeah, that is the magic. Like, if you don't know now, all oppressors teach their children how to be better oppressors. Well, take it or leave it. The world is a competition. You got to be in a mood to compete. But if you are waiting, you always continue to eat trash, and that is what Africans have been eating, trash. Yeah, you have all the thing, but you eat the trash. All they give you is AK-47. All right, they give you propelled grenade. You hang them in your shoulder, and then you are killing your brother. You don't know. Every bullet you fire benefits somebody somewhere out there. The guy who makes the bullet, the guys who build the gun, they are celebrating. Yes, you are wasting your blood, you are wasting your resources, and then when at times they say the war is over, now they come. You don't have any capacity to rebuild. They will tell you, okay, we'll bring our companies to reconstruct your companies, your countries, and at your own peril and at your own expense. Africa, when are you going to wake up? And this is it. Marcus Garvey saw this over 100 and something years ago. Kwame Nkrumah, Modibo Keita Sekou Toure, Emperor Haile Selassie. Yes. Samora Machel, Augusto Neto, Walemu, Julius Nyerere, Jomo Kenyatta. Yes. Kenneth Kaunda. They saw all these about 80 years ago and envisioned the emergence of the United States of Africa. 80 years ago, they saw the vision of what is happening today. Those frontline leaders were visionaries, not the pieces of shit we have today that work for imperial concerns to destroy their continent. Look at what is taking place in Congo. They killed Patrice Lumumba, a frontline revolutionary. Yes, since then, that country has not known peace. It's worsening now. Congo is the single most richest country on earth with everything inside it. Go there and see the hell that the place has been turned into. And in the midst of all that is taking place, these imperial forces are still coming to dig diamonds, steal all the things in that place. Because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you. You can die. You are African. Die, 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 die. Yes. Isn't it time? Africans woke up. Isn't it time? This is it for you today. I love you guys. And for those who joined us this afternoon, please, subscribe if you have not done so before. And like I always say, we want to grow organically. So make this a global movement for peace, justice, and security. Because, and I tell the United States, I want to remind you about what happened. It was in 2011, 2010, when a young man, Abdul Muttalib, took off in an American jetliner with the intention of coming to bomb United States and destroy that airliner. He was, thank God, he was quickly arrested. Yes, and he's in jail right here. So the United States under Donald Trump, I must remind you, if Nigeria is not secure, America will not be secure. Because the terrorists that is being bred in Nigeria, in the north of Nigeria, they are in the north of Nigeria. You know them. And we will work to give you that list of those masterminds of terrorism. Yes, and they are the ones who call themselves northern leaders. They are the ones who call themselves the northern political class. We have their lists. We will share it with the world. That is where Jonathan Goodluck screwed up. Luis Ocampo of ICC came to Nigeria after the bombing of the United Nations building in Abuja. They came and told him, hey, that is the very first time the international agency wanted to work for Nigeria, wanted to work for Africa. They wanted to do what they did in Sudan to put, what is it called, this idiot there, the former president of Sudan. Yes, they clipped his wing when they issued an international warrant of arrest on him. Nobody told him to stop what he was doing in Darfur. That was what they wanted to do. Jonathan Goodluck told them that it was a domestic affair, that they could handle it. How far have they handled it? Yes, also Bashir, yeah, ex-president Bashir of Sudan. Yes, when he was acting crazy, killing people in Darfur, the ICC, the United Nations, for the first time worked. And to curb him, they issued a warrant of arrest for him. And then that kept him there. And you know where Bashir is today? He's in jail. When they brought him out some years ago, people were stoning him on the streets. Yes, and that is what is going to happen to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It's going to happen to Buhari. It's going to happen to all those who brought Nigeria where is this. I see it coming. It may tarry a little bit, but it's going to come. Buhari, I tell you, you will not have any hiding place. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you can ride all as high as you want now. Your end is not going to look nice. I tell you that. It's not going to. The people will take their revenge on you. The people of Nigeria. That is why we are not trying to involve any international, anybody. We want to create a situation where the people of Nigeria will wake up and take their country by themselves. That is the only way. Good evening and have a good day. Edward, it's great seeing you here. And my friend Canary, thank you. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you for always being part of this conversation. Thank you, Brandy. Thank you, Brandy. And Carter, Joshan, thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. And Leo Devishad. Thank you very much for joining. And all those who joined from Facebook, I thank all of you. Please do us a favor. Share this message. Share this message as widely as possible. Make it viral because we want it to get to everybody, every Nigerian, every African, and all those who love justice from around the world. Bye for now. And my name is Smart Mado Ajaja.